Boom. Hey internets, I had a question, and the message was, who should I design my clothing line towards? Maybe I find this as a strange question, but in any case, a lot of people or other people might have this question. So I think before you launch, you definitely want to have an audience in mind. You want to have a demo or a demographic of who you're reaching out to. Now, by and large, a lot of my experience has been in casual ready-wear men's streetwear. And when I say streetwear, it could be urban or hip-hop inspired lines. I've also worked probably half of my career in board sports, right? So action sports, skate and surf, all of those, whatever, all those labels, however you want to categorize it. So it's for when I've been employed, it's been in young men's, within that genre. So things that could sell at like Urban Outfitters, all the way down to like Active, Tilly's. Tilly's is a good idea of like a brand that could probably sell in Tilly's is something that the type of brand that I've worked for, or the place that would get in a mass retail, the kind of place that would attract that kind of buyer. So whoever you think of that would shop at a Tilly's probably is a good idea of the demo that I've covered. So for your brand, for your guys, for to give you guys value for this video, the question has come to me, where should I design towards? And you should know that, like, you should know the identity of the person you're designing towards. I mean, for me, when I come into an established or a somewhat established company, then they have flow going. So there's data there, right? So we can see on their web store who is like a frequent buyer, and that type of thing, and then we can work backwards. Also, just via the shops that buy from them because they know their customer, etc. But for you, I think you should have a vision of who you're making it towards, and that actually brings me to another point, which I kind of wanted to bookend with this, is like when you're designing towards your audience, it's all about having the end in mind, right? So one of my first videos, and I'll make a card to it, is begin with the end in mind. And I approach like everything in my life like this, like what's the outcome, what's the ultimate outcome? And it's not like that can change, that can definitely change, but as long as you always have a focus and you're always questioning like where are we headed, and am I doing the most efficient things to get there, that sort of thing, so that you know what the main focus is. Otherwise, why are we doing it? So we should begin with that, and with also knowing your audience, you should probably know where you want to sell, right? And I mean, those two kind of go together, but you'd be surprised. It's not that easy. That's why I say to make a whole dossier of retail, a map of where you want to be at. What kind of shops do you want to hang in? What other brands do you see your brand hanging next to? Which should typically be the brands that you really like. And for those of you on my channel who like brands that are outside of the ones that I mentioned, you do more contemporary men's. I mean, a lot of the things that I talk about are still pretty universal. It's not that far away from it in terms of a mechanical process of how a brand works and how a brand is actually managed and is organized. So I hope that makes some sense. But yeah, I wanted to make a video about it. You should have a clear goal, along with having a name and a logo. You should begin knowing the audience that you want to talk to, and then where that audience shops. So what retail, what kind of distribution, like what does it look like when it gets bought? Because making it is the fun part, right? Like designing it and the fun part is the fun part, and your Instagram pictures of your design sketched out, and then the t-shirts get printed and the hats get made and everything, but where is it going to go after you create it? That's what I want everybody to look at, just as importantly as making those design decisions or all the fun decisions of launching a clothing line. Hope that helps. Anything to add to the conversation? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Please drop it down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.